Okay, so I'm doing check-in number 11. So I read more of the book for chapter 15. This is before the test. Translation, rotation, benefics, access. Read through all this stuff. Tried to light read it first because then I was going to go over, videos to really solidify my understanding. Plane motion. Then we got into 15.6 relative velocity and plane motion. Then it keeps going. It goes forever. Instantaneous center rotation. To be honest, this is about where I started to not understand. So I thought, okay, I better go watch it. I mean, here's some more relative. And then that's about where I ended because I'd read so much that I was starting to not understand anything. So I figured I better catch base first. So I went and watched a bunch of this guy's Engineered and Deciphered. I don't know if you've ever watched any of his stuff, but it's really good. He's got online classes for all these three. It's free. All of these four, I guess, not three. He's got dynamics. Oops, that's not supposed to play. Anyway, so I've been watching a lot of his stuff, but he covers, as you can see, I've watched him. The red means that I've watched him in completion anyways. So some of the stuff I didn't need to watch. That's from last chapter. Work in energy conservation. Okay, so we get into our chapter, which is all these. And then test 3 is what our test was, basically. So watched all of these. He touches each subject, then he shows several example videos of problems. That was test 2, and this is basically our kinematics. He's got like 30 or 40 videos. Watched the majority of those to get a good understanding. What I didn't watch enough of these, probably, of his examples, but then it goes to test 3. So watched a ton of that stuff. It's really good. He shows example problems, explains it, simple. Helped me understand a lot more of this. And then, of course, we had the test this week. Oh yeah, they took my little sheet that I made as a formula sheet for the test. This is check-in number 11. Again, I'm late because I don't know why I keep forgetting. It's the same Sunday every time. I felt really confident in the test up till the very last. Well, okay, there was only 4 questions, so I guess I didn't feel super duper confident. The third one I thought I nailed, but then I went into the 4th problem and started worrying that I didn't understand what was being asked, and that maybe I did the first one or the 3rd problem incorrectly, since it was a 2-part problem. Well, 2 questions pertain to the same problem statement, and we're tied in together. But the test I thought went okay, but then towards the end I wasn't sure I was understanding what was being asked, and put myself in circles. Wrote down what I knew, but I felt like somehow I was missing some part of it. I thought about it for a while after I took the test, and then I thought maybe I'd figured it out, and now I can't remember because I'm too tired and obviously sick to remember anything. So I'll probably contact you and figure out what I did wrong on that, because it drives me nuts that I feel like if I had known certain things, like just a little bit of help to guide me on what I was supposed to do, I would have gotten the problem right, but I didn't get the last one right, so felt like I was on the cusp of it. I just didn't know how I needed to set it up, actually, because what I kept setting up, I didn't have enough information for it. So then I worried that I'd set up the rest of it wrong, and I don't know. It's a little abstract to imagine it, you know, twisting about this bottom axis and then rotating about this axis and then asking me relative to the bottom, but then saying to bring the axis up, and relative to the acceleration should be the same, but like if it's about, it depends on what you're referring to, like relative to what part of the rest of it. That's what I was lost at. Like reference fixed frame was really throwing me off because I didn't know what point I was supposed to reference, if it was just the whole plane or if it was just the center point. If it was the whole plane, then any acceleration along that plane with respect to the plane is going to be nothing because it's not accelerating towards the plane or away from the plane. So the only acceleration component that would be considered with the plane would just be the up and down. Well, the y direction anyways, and I didn't know if that's what was really being asked or if I was supposed to reference a point on the object, and then that way all three components of x, y, and z would relate to, well, it would have an acceleration with respect to the point. But I'm thinking back now that since I was missing, like I didn't know for the component of this point or plane if, you know, I, j, and k values, and I didn't know which direction I was gonna, you know, if it was a 2D thing, and so if it was a plane, then it would make my acceleration only be vertical and downward, so I know it would only be in my j direction, and then that would have allowed me to solve for j and then find the answer. But I didn't know if that's what I was supposed to be doing or not, so I feel like I know how to solve it if I had known what was being asked. So I don't know if this video really helps that, but anyways, that's my check-in. Number 11. Looks like our chapter 16 is due pretty soon on the 16th. Gives me about 2 weeks to do that. So that's the check-in.